This is for the sergeant. How you doing since you got home?
Shitty. It took a long time. I stayed inside of a bottle for the first 6 months of my coming home. And it wasn't because I was afraid of anything. It was because I just wanted to fight. I wanted to fight still. And I got home and I couldn't fight anymore. So I tried to do things to not fight. But that was drinking. And I would just get drunk and then fight and then get arrested. So that really didn't work out too well. I went to a 45-day inpatient treatment facility that didn't do anything for me. You know, they focus on Vietnam vets, which, I mean, thank God, finally. But, you know, it wasn't directed towards me. So after that, I continued to drink. And what really worked for me was getting sober. Getting sober and realizing that I'm not going to be able to fight anymore. Like I know that sounds silly. That was huge. I mean, the importance of what I did over there was huge, you know, and now I'll never be able to go back in the military. You know, the Army will never take me back because I went to this 45-day inpatient thing. So I got the help, but now, in a sense, I'll never be able to because I'm considered weak. But about almost 1 year ago, I got married and to my high school sweetheart, and she sobered me up. She dealt with my shit, and she got me back on the straight and narrow. You know, and for a long time, I focused my aggression on her, and you know, and then she still loved me afterwards, and I fixed myself because of that. But coming home was not easy. You don't give up something you do for 15 months, and you do it well, and you're proud of what you do, and just give it up. You just don't do that. You know, those are things that they're ingrained into your body. I mean, simple things like how a person's talking to me is now, you know, psychologically, I'm evaluating everyone if they're a threat, if I should kill them, and this is my mom, you know. So how do you come home with that mindset and just adjust in 6 days? You know, I mean, we were getting mortared the last day we were in Afghanistan, and 6 days later, I was in an Italian bar drinking, you know, and how do you adjust that quick, you know? It's hard to say. My situation was I was able to say, hey, at the end of the day, I know I'm not going to be able to fight anymore. I know I'm never going to be able to go to special forces as I wanted to. I'm never going to be able to do this. I'm never going to be able to do that. And for me to realize that and actually say, hey, it's over. We had a good run, but it's over. That was really like the biggest thing. But the guys is totally different. For me, I could actually get over it because I had an end state that I wanted to reach. But these guys that are getting deployed, like the guys that are deployed right now, they could never get over it. I mean, they came home for a year, and they knew they were going to go back in a year. So how do you untrain yourself to go back in a year? So now a 2-year deployment is now actually a 3-year deployment, because now you got a year of deployment, you got in between a year that you can't untrain yourself because that risks your life, and then you go back for another year. How do you do that? You know, these are things that, in my mind, sometimes it'd be better if we were deployed for 4 years straight, rather than this on, off, on, off, on, off, you know? And I think when this war is over, that's when you're going to see the effects of this war.